Hello everyone, Cards by Rachel here for the TheStampStop and the first card making tutorial. Here I'm showing you what products we're going to use today, and it's this cute set from Trinity Stamps. And we're using all the images today, and we're also using the hot foil, which is called a sunset on the sea, and you get two pieces that you can hot foil, the sun and the glare in the water, and two coordinating dies with it. Here I have an overview of the cutting guide. I also put it in the description down below, so you can definitely check that out if you want to see it more slowly or take a screenshot of it. Here I'm just inking the background piece with some saltwater taffy and Tethered Rose Distress Oxide ink. And the Tethered Rose, the lightest color, I'm doing more into the middle of my card panel. And the Tethered Rose I'm using on the outside edges. And then just blend until you are happy with your background panel. And this background panel is 5.5 by 5. You could go even lower than 5. Then I've die cut some ocean wave banners. If you don't have a die like this, you could also just cut it yourself with some scissors in a water shape. That's no issue at all. And for these panels, I'm going to use peacock feathers and Salvage Patina Distress Oxide inks. And also here, the lightest color, in this case the Salvage Patina, is going all over the panel, and then I'm going to use my peacock feathers around the edges to give it some shading. I'm using some Trinity Stamps ink blenders, which I just got, and they are amazing for some larger background panels. I'm also showing you this one because here I also use the saltwater taffy in the middle to kind of show the sun reflection going into the water. Of course, it wouldn't be a card of me if we didn't use some splatters, so I'm using the Frozen Fog Distress Mica sprays to add some shimmer to all my panels. And here we are starting coloring our cute little images. I'm not showing all the images because the cute little dolphins are the same. I color them exactly the same way. And I'm starting with my WG7 and then work my way down to 5, 3, and 1. And for their cute blushes, I'm using R 5.3. These are Olo markers, but you can use any type of alcohol markers you own, or colored pencils, watercolors. Just be sure you use the right type of black ink so it doesn't fade out or bleed out, sorry. As you can see, we'll just blend it. And lately I've been loving to use some pencils over my alcohol markers actually. I'm using Prismacolor pencils or the Castle Art pencils. They have a really soft core which works nicely over alcohol markers. Just using some mid-tone gray to sort of enhance the shading. And then when we're done with the coloring, I'm taking my card base, which is 5.5 by 7.5 inches, and I scored it at 2 inch and folded it. And now, and along the 5.5 side, we'll add our inked background to it. And then we also add our piece of acetate, which is also 5.5 wide by 5.5 long. But on one side, I cut it a bit shy of 5.5, so it doesn't come over the top part of our ink blended background. So I'm gonna attach that with some double-sided tape, and I just use a picking tool to get rid of the backing piece easily. And here I'm just making sure I have that shy 5.5 inch on the right side, so it doesn't go over our blended background piece. Just making sure with my bone folder that it's nice and secure. Then I'm also gonna cover that piece because it will show a little bit once the card is finished. So I just want to put a piece that is 5.5 by 2 over it so it gets nicely covered up. Now it's time to start with the pieces that will make our card a pop-up. As you can see, we have a big, medium and a small size. Again, all the sizes and dimensions are in the description box below. Make sure when you add your double-sided tape, you add one piece of double-sided tape to the bottom part, the part where there's just one score line, and one double-sided tape to the top part. And make sure you take the most top area. So you have two score lines, put it on the one that's at the top. You don't want to put it on both of those. And then you can just fold them all in. And here I'm kind of showing you how they will layer together. Now we have all our double-sided adhesive ready to go. We're gonna attach our ink blended water panels. I've got these like an inch bigger than all the panels, so just to have some overhang when you fold them down. And when you attach it to the card base, you pull off that double-sided tape on your bottom one and align it up on the bottom part of your card. Just make sure you can still fold it flat. I always check in between, can it still fold flat? Then we're going to attach the top part. And to do that, you need to make sure you fold it down all the way to that second score line. So as far as you can go. Take care of the double-sided tape and then fold your card closed, and then it will attach itself. And as you can see, it then just stands up. I was just checking if my sun and my glare were in the right position with my ink blending, and they were. Now we are going to follow the same steps for our medium and small part. Just firstly attach the water to your panels and make sure you don't overlap the bottom fold line so they can still stand up correctly. Then we are taking off the double-sided tape on the bottom score part and attach it to that previous panel we placed, or against it I should say. Then again, make sure to fold back to that second score line, lay it flat, take off your double-sided adhesive and close your card. If you do it wrong, it's not a huge deal, but it will not open correctly and you could have some residue of your double-sided tape. So be sure to fold it down all the way to that second score line. Now here we see a part that I actually changed later. I thought it would be nice to do the sentiment at the part where you see it when the card is closed. But later on I decided the sky needed something and the sentiment was a nice option to fill up the sky. And then here you can see me holding up some images against the card just to figure out where I would like them to go. And this is a bit of a weird order of things for me personally. Normally I like to take my dies, put my stamps on them and kind of see where I want stuff to go, stamp them out, color, cut them out, and then put them on my card. But then I already know where I would like them. But because we made this card from scratch and not with dies, apart from the water die, it was difficult to do it in that order. So I was lucky because I stamped and colored all the dolphins and I was able to fit them all. Of course, if I would have some colored dolphins left, I would just put them in the bag. I also keep my stamps in, so that way I would have some colored images the next time I want to use this card. Could also be very handy, so it's just whatever preference you have of the order of making cards. Here you can see I attached the sun and the sun's reflection into the water, and I made sure that the reflection of the water is in that saltwater taffy area. And I'm also just looking with my tweezers and holding them against my card and see where the dolphins would look really cute. Here I sped up the video a bit because I took way too long deciding where to cute all the cute images as always. So I thought it would be quite boring to watch it in normal speed. And so here we go. I'm just seeing what looks cute and it really is starting to come together. But as I said before, I did change something because I felt like the sky was a bit empty. So here you can see I actually stamped happy birthday up into the sky. Here I added some white highlights with my white jelly roll pen. I always like that detail. You can leave it off if you prefer. Then in the next video you will see that I changed the 2 by 5.5 part that I stamped the sentiments on. Here you go. I did put another sentiment and some cute dolphins on it and just covered up my previous piece. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you liked this interactive card with no dice needed. See you next time. Have a crafty day and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment and all the good stuff. Thank you. Bye bye.